In the last movie, we focused on repeating images within their elements. In this particular movie, we're going to take a look at using background images and positioning them within their elements a little more specifically. I have this nicely marked up document here for an example, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a background to the body. And as you can see here, I've got a background image, body PNG. I'm not allowing it to repeat, and I've positioned it to the left top portion of the body element. Let's save that and take a look at what that looks like in the browser. So here is the division, but here's the body element, and look at how our image is in fact right up there in the left top corner of the body element. If we go back, we can then go ahead and add our next background image style, which would be to style the container image. In this case, the div named container has a background color of white. It has a background image called container PNG. And remember, all of these files are available in the exercise folders for you to follow along with. We've given it a no repeat, and we're going to put it to the right and bottom. So let's give this a save, move on over to our browser, refresh, and voila, we see our background image in the right bottom of the element which it is styling.
Molly, why don't you go ahead and swap over some of those values? For example, changing the body to right bottom.
Oh, that's a good idea. I'll just go ahead and change this to right bottom. We're going to swap the images here just for fun. And this was top, what was this?
Left top.
Left top. And let's go ahead and swap that out so you can see how they behave within their elements. There you go. Here we have this on the left top of the division. And here we have the right bottom.
It's interesting to note here, though, because the image that's attached to the body doesn't appear to be going all the way down to the bottom of the browser window. Of course, what we're doing is we're styling the body element itself, which is only as long as the content that we put inside it.
And that's a really important piece of CSS when it comes to floating and element boxes, when it comes to layout of interfaces. And we're going to be covering a lot more about how to get control over that in coming chapters. Let's go ahead and look at some of the other values that we're allowed to use with this. These are keyword values, but we can also use pixel values and percentages, giving us even more control over where these particular backgrounds will go.
Molly, change the position of the body background so that it's 100 pixels from the left and 200 pixels from the top.
And as you can see, I'm just replacing those with the particular values in pixels. We'll go ahead and flip over to Firefox there and reload the page. Look what happens.
Interestingly, we're seeing that because we've given a background color to the container div, we're not seeing all of that background image showing through.
Exactly. If this had been set to transparent, we'd be able to see right through to that. Let's flip on back over, and how about we
can also use percentage values. So I think for clarity, let's take the background color off the container div. In fact, remove the style for container altogether for this particular example.
Okay, so we'll drill down a little
Okay.
A little deeper, yeah.
Now, we can also use percentage values. So if you change that to 50% on the horizontal axis, and then 50% on the vertical axis, and refresh and see how that looks.
I've saved the file and refreshed the page, and look at that, smack in the middle.
Exactly. So we can create some incredibly interesting effects just by using very select background images. One important tip I would say is that in order to ensure that your CSS files are going to be as reliable as possible across different browsers, it's always best to stick to one particular type of measurement and not mix keywords with percentages or with pixel measurement.
Yeah. For example, if we were back here and we did something like 50% and then put top.
Now, you'll probably find that this actually works in the browser, but it's best practice.
It will work in the browser. And that was the point that I was actually trying to make. But the problem is that we know that not every browser likes mixing it up. So use which value approach is going to best give you the results that you want.
Interesting stuff.